you're tuning in after the live, I greatly appreciate you tuning in. If you're tuning in now, please make sure to hit that like button. As what we talked about earlier, we were at the crescendo point basically of this bear flag. We've got two options here. If we break down out of here, it's a 7% drop down to 585. The alternative is if we can make a push up, first break the 641, we would have to get on top of that to try to invalidate the death cross in the 4-hour time frame. It's something that continues to make me nervous here until we break up, hold this, and ultimately push up and over 67 cents. That's how we need to invalidate the death cross in the 4-hour time frame. I'm still looking at this. If this breaks down here, this could still bring us down some 7% here, and that's my main vision right now, is to see if we can get enough help from the bulls. We've been calling for the bulls' help, but without the bulls showing up here, you would sustain a little bit of more of a correction. It's not guaranteed. So we're going to see exactly if we can get enough help here from the bulls, or if this is just we've hit the end of this formation and we need to consolidate out here a little bit. And as far as the volume portfolio, we're not really seeing a lot. We've got a little bit of an increase here. So if we get a little bit of volume coming in, it'd be nice. 499,000. It's a little bit more than we've been seeing during this consolidator. So maybe this could be a step up, and this is where we could start pushing up to avoid the final part of a correction, or at least avoid a correction that looked like it could be approaching. But what we're looking for here, if you're firmly looking at it, you're looking to invalidate on the 4-hour time frame the death cross. It's something we've been unable to do for the better part of over a week or two now. But if we could break this and get back over 641, that would go a long way if we could hold that to try to invalidate this death cross. But you would still have to break up over approximately that 67, 68 cents now, probably where it's at. Let's see exactly. Within this broadening wedge, that's 678. So I'm going to get into saying hi to everybody, but I wanted to start out by saying what I'm seeing on the charts, just because we're in a more volatile spot here. But I like to have it both ways set up here, so it's just so welcome in 33 people and your 18 likes. Thank you so much, everybody tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help me push through the analytics. It'll help push more people into here. I went with a very generic title today, so I didn't go for anything spicy. I'm going over price analysis, and we're gonna have the close here in a few hours. So I wanted to see who was interested in talking and whatnot. Mr. Frisso, here comes the decline. Pay attention and keep up. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. I appreciate you tuning in. Amir, welcome in. Crawbillies, surprise bullishness. It's not a surprise. I would hardly call this bullishness. We barely even moved. We have two positions here that we can take. If it breaks out of this formation and we fail to get over 641 and get rejected, you're likely going to take the bearishness. If you break up over this, first get on top of 641 and hold that, you'd have a target up to the top of the broadening wedge. We're just looking at the objectives in front of us. We have the death cross we haven't invalidated yet, so we're looking at both sides. I don't give bullish or bearish news. I don't even make predictions. I show you what the most likely scenario is with the current formation. It's not a surprise which way we're going, whether it goes one way or the other. We're at the crescendo point. We have to do something here. Now, I know a lot of people try to attack emotionally, but that's okay. Mr. Frisso, welcome. Miss Vicky, Mark, let's go. Welcome in. John Hall, welcome. Martin Cannon, welcome in from the UK. I appreciate you tuning in. Mark Caston, good afternoon. Mario, welcome in. Russell, rejection. It's possible. We'll see, though. We have to get over 641 to start building something. Otherwise, that 585 is firmly in grasp. I don't have a preference of what it does. I would just rather get the most liquidity to have the biggest bounce possible. So we'll see what happens here. If we can hold the demand zone from 60 to 63 cents, you might avoid the further drop. But a great way to invalidate this move in the short term, this death cross, is to get up and over the 641 and try to push up. We're going to need some more volume here, but in the 30-minute time frame at least, we've brought in a little bit of volume, which is a good thing. Johnny Horn, welcome in. Bill Free, let's go. The Gatman, good afternoon. Colin, Ronald, Axel, welcome in. Ahmad in the house, I appreciate you. Oofy from Denmark. Double K's, let the Bulls go wild. I would enjoy it if they would go wild. I'm trying to find the best opportunity for this to be sustained. And right now, like we said, it's not a guarantee to go down farther. We don't have to go down farther. It's just if we fail to break through this resistance here, that would be your logical solution. However, if we can get on top of 67 cents and start pushing out, we could invalidate the death cross in the short-term bearish bias, which is exactly what I'm looking for. It's just a matter of I'm keeping it open, because if we do break down, we're looking at a 7% drop. I don't want anybody to get caught off guard with a move back down to the bottom of the broadening wedge if it were to happen. But I also want everybody to be cautiously optimistic here, because if you could get over 67 cents, first step would be 641, because we've been rejected here a couple times at the start of the downtrending resistance here on this bear flag, as we could call it, I suppose. We got rejected here, got rejected again. Now we're breaking out. This was the breakout point. You had to do it one way or the other. Oftentimes you fake out the actual intent here. So that's why I'm saying let's be cautiously optimistic we broke up, but also understanding we're going to need some volume here to push us through this area. Let's make sure it's not just a fake out here before we have a crazy reaction. But as you know, I'm transparent. I own XRP. So I'd love nothing more for it to go up. But I am always cautiously optimistic at looking at the pattern formation, and I don't like to get caught off guard. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not here to make a prediction. What I am here to do is show you the pattern formation, show you the logical formations that can form out of this, and show you the possibilities here. Yes, yes, Mark, we choose positivity over negativity. That is our motto here. Positivity over negativity. Axel, loads of fellow UK guys here. I guess it's a good way to spend a rainy Sunday evening. Hit the likes if you have a second for this guy. I appreciate that. Yes, please hit that like button, as it'll greatly help push my content. Mark, you choose up over down. I would prefer for it to go up, just because there's so many people that are... Okay, a reason I would prefer for it to go up is I think it'll be a harsh reality for some that just continuously bash XRP, but I would prefer for it to go up and play this W reversal here and just use the 5. Like I said, the 597 is close enough for me to that 585 retracement when it came down the first time. It's just when we form this flag, it would be very dishonest of me not to show the technical target out of a breakdown. So I like to show the target. You know, some people get upset, but that doesn't mean we're bearish. I still said I believe we're still bullish here. Until we were to break down back into the 55-cent formation here in that ascending triangle with the breakout, I still think that this is a bullish setup. And the weekly formation volume is crashing. Daily, we've got barely any volume to speak of. It's just we got to rectify this short-term pattern. And if we've got to go down a little bit lower, I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure we have it mapped out. I also am not going to get tricked here if the proper volume doesn't come in. Not that it doesn't matter to me either way. I'm not selling XRP whether it goes down or not. My average where I bought in the bear market here is 34.6. So if it goes down 20% below that, I'll buy more. Other than that, I'm going to sit back and relax. And we do winning Wednesdays on Wednesdays for $75 a week in Algo. Yes, we did, Mega. We did our 5th weekly purchase of Algo. We're about 3,000 tokens now on Algo. And we also do on Fridays, we have FOMO Fridays, where right now we're buying Casper. We're up to over 6,000 tokens now on our we've done 7 weeks now, I believe. No, 6 weeks of Casper. Either 5 or 6, one of the two. But we're going to 10,000 tokens in Casper. We've already done the same thing in H-Bar. It took us 9 weeks. But that was back at middle to late May. And then we went into Casper on FOMO Fridays. And then we do Winning Wednesdays on Wednesdays. And we're doing Algo. That's our inaugural one on Winning Wednesdays. We only do $75 a week on Wednesday. $50 a week on Fridays, but that's to build up the ones for the community, because we do this as a community, because we do positivity here, and we try to do this together and do it the right way. So we're trying to build up on ones that are still far down within their recovery. Like Algo is 95-96% down from its swing high in the last bull market. XRP we just happened to be able to catch earlier in late 2022, early 2023. And now we've been able to watch it ride a little bit here. Now, what XRP could be working on here is another W reversal, as we never broke the old reversal yet. And the way this came down, we came in, came through. Now, could this be like a breakup point here? And if it is, that could possibly be what we're using. But let's just get up. Hopefully we can get up and do this and then start pushing up. Until we break up, we've still got a lot more work to do here to invalidate this bearish movement. But a push and hold over 641 is your first step. Then you can try to have that technical target of a move for a breakup out of this bearish flag, a bear flag we can call it, for a break up instead of a breakdown. You hold 641, then you'll likely come up here on a targeted move. And it's right around the 678 mark at the top of this broadening wedge. So I like the position we're at. Whether we break down or up, there's not a lot of sellers here. So even another move down, it would just make for a bigger bounce. That's why I'm almost rooting for 585. Get a little more of this. There's a lot of orders that down at 585. That's why that level is so intriguing to me, or 587, wherever it would decide to hit. There's a lot of orders down there. And when you look at the way the market makers do things, especially on a Sunday here, it still has a chance here to be very volatile in this little move. But as some of you have pointed out, there's not much volatility to speak of. We've been very, very stuck as we thought we would be. Look at the weekly candle here that we're about to finish off. Nothing much can happen in this candle now. If we wanted to finish out, there's not much more to go. 585 is where we talked about when the week started. I mean, we came very, very close. We missed it by about 1.2 cents. Well, we talked about it several weeks ago when we were on this big top candle in the weekly. But we're looking for some kind of volume as well to come in if we're going to try to push out of the area. The thing we still maintain and stay focused about is the fact during this big 94% move up, the consolidation, we had in the bull market over 5 billion in volume in the weekly time frames. The most we even had here was about 500 million. So we've still got to be cautiously optimistic. XR Pump, thank you so much. XR Pump It Up, thank you for the $1.99. I greatly appreciate that. Oh yeah. Came out here just to drink my water? Oh, you look cute. You look pretty. Me and Julie have to go to a wedding in a few hours. So, you look cute.
Like the color?
Yeah, it looks nice. Donald, the longer XRP stays low, the harder it will climb. I'm very bullish on XRP. And yes, exactly, Donald. And the more liquidity we can get, the better. Now, we already came down, like we've said, and formed this big reversal. So we don't really want to break it. But if we do come down and start a new formation, we at least know how it's going to happen. Let me just catch up to these comments. Syrian, welcome in. Free toast. If it goes up, no, it's not bullish above 641. That just gives you the first area to where we could start reversing if we hold 641. Yes, in a sense, I suppose it is bullish for a short term. It should finish off a targeted move up to about 678. But we need to get over 678 to hold. That's how you would start breaking bullish again, because that's where you broke down from the old bull flag formation. That's the overextension out. So you have to get back above 678 to become more bullish. Let me start. I see a lot of questions here. Hold on just one sec. Mario, how many XRP do you guys think is a good amount of tokens? Me personally, I think if you can get to 10,000 tokens, that's my threshold for everybody. But, you know, that's not necessarily for everybody. Some people have 100,000. Some people have 2,000. But me, it's more than just XRP for what I'm building. So I have 12,222 tokens of XRP, XOM, XDC. I believe in the 3Xs, so I don't believe you can separate from that. I think you have to have equal weight token-wise in all three. XRP, big business, institutional investors, things like that. The big guys. You've got XLM for retail, smaller business, but mainly the retail like me and you. And they're pushing that technology on, helping everybody for the people. And then you've got XDC, which is like small business with fintech. You got small business also for the smaller people, but it's for smaller developers, let's say. So I believe you own all three. You don't discriminate. And then you also work out within the ISO 20022 tokens that are transparent, that can run on the new framework. And then you also pay attention to the Internet of Things, because that's huge in the next cycle going forward. So that's why we do FOMO Fridays together, and we pick up Casper right now. Only $50 a week. We did it 9 weeks prior with 8th Bar and managed over 10,000 tokens. That's why we're doing Winning Wednesdays for Algo. We had to implement a extra buying strategy with Winning Wednesdays, I call it, because Algo was down 96%, and this is the formation I wanted to buy. I was stuck between Casper and Algo, so I decided to split it. But I made a new day, so it's a little bit more if you want to participate in both, because it'll cost you approximately $500 a month right now. But it's a way to slowly build into portfolios that's more than just XRP. As for me, I have a strategy when I buy something. Once I'm done accumulating, like right now, I do the $50 a week for Casper. And HBAR, I've already finished doing $50 a week. It took us 9 weeks to get what we needed. Algo, it's going to take probably 10 to 12 weeks to get what we need. So it's going to take a little time. But once I get all my stuff stacked, like XRP, I will not buy another token until it's 20% below 346. If all I can ever go with is 12,222 tokens, plus the several thousand that I use every day, as you know, that I buy and sell, actually buy stuff, you know, when I buy from retailers and stuff that allow XRP, I have the fund that I can move back and forth, but that's on FEMX. Uphold stuff never gets sold unless we go back into a bull market. Donald, 10 to 20K. Yep. What you can afford to buy, Mario. Yes, that is the truest answer of all. What you can afford to buy. The first go around the bull market in 2021, I only had 7,200 XRP in comparison to my 12,222. But I didn't have anything else but XLM, DGB, a little bit of VeChain, a little bit of ZIL, no XDC, no HBAR, none of the other stuff. So I had a very small portfolio in comparison, but we were smart. We can read the charts. We understand the news, and I understand when finance is going abrupt, and we go back into quantitative tightening, what that means. So that's how I knew to sell in 2021 at $1.66. You know, and I didn't beg, but I pleaded with everybody to do the same so that they could get in a way better position in 2022 or 2023. We didn't really know when it would be. I just said I wasn't buying back until sub 40 cents, and I knew people thought I was crazy, but that was what I wanted, and we did it. And now we build. So we do it from an emotionless standpoint. It feels a lot better to be in this position to where we don't have to worry about the negativity. Even if negativity comes in on the channel, which it's granted, we have 18,000 people in this community. You're going to get some of the darkness, but you can't see the light unless you have dark. You don't know what positivity is unless you see the negative. You don't know what that emotionless mindset is unless you see somebody that's going crazy in the comments that can't control it. You know, it shows you how far you've progressed or how far we've come as a community if you can keep everything in control. You've seen the way this started. You know, there's a few comments, oh, we are going to go down, but not understanding the reality of the situation. We're looking at the standpoint. We're not saying it's going up or down. The emotion clouds a lot of people from seeing what I do here. Many more, though, are not clouded by the emotion and can see the transparency. We're looking at simply this bear flag formation that was formed, and we'll look at it in the 4-hour setting. We want to have the technical targets set up. So if it's going to break down bearish, we say we anticipate a 7% drop with the formation. We have a dot cross in the 4-hour that hasn't been invalidated. So we preface it by saying we anticipate a 7% drop if this plays true. Now, there's 2 ways to avoid this. And I said this in the morning update, yesterday's and the ones before for anybody who is just new. You can get on top of 641 and hold, and that would be the first of a 2-step proposition here to invalidate the dot cross. You would ultimately have to get back on top of the broadening wedge area up here, which I've determined for myself that this is a broadening wedge. This is my technical analysis, so I can only be transparent with what I know. I can't tell you what somebody else is thinking because I don't care. That's the beauty of watching me. You only get what I think. You don't have to worry about getting somebody else's nonsense because they're getting paid to say something. You're just getting what I believe is true in the way I trade. And if you're following me and you're one of the 18,000 plus people that are following me, I think it's in your best interest to see what I'm doing. Because if you're trying to emulate my portfolio, the worst thing I can do is show you what somebody else is doing. Who gives a shit at that point? I don't. Honestly, I don't care what any other influencer is doing. I don't care what Brad Garlinghouse says. I don't care what the news is trying to tell me to do. I don't care what some other schmo is trying to tell me. I only care what I see, period. And what I believe, that's all. So, this is what I'm seeing. If we break down, yes, the 7% drop until we invalidate, and I'll continue to say this. So take the emotion out of it and actually hear what I'm saying. For some of you, the rest of you understand it to a finite level, and it's fascinating to watch the conversation. If this plays true, we would have a drop of 7% roughly. It can be a little bit higher, maybe 7.5 if it's from up here. But if this plays true and we don't invalidate the death cross, we would have to come down here to about 585. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe even 5. It might even be a little bit shorter, maybe at 591. You might be able to hold yourself at 597. We don't know. But that's in the bearish formation. Now, we can invalidate this by breaking up. First step is to get over 641 and hold. If we can't do it, this is a fake out and it is what it is. Now, if we break up and we get in this uptrending resistance and we can break this, that's not just the broadening wedge resistance. That's also the bull flag extended out, and you'd break back over and reverse the bearish narrative and turn back to the bullish side of town here and try to break out on the bull flag. That target would be $1.13. The ultimate target out of the cup and handle is $1.50. And we're putting a very bullish handle on the cup. So yes, there's a lot of things to be said. Yes, there's a lot of people that can mince my words. Only you can decipher what I'm actually saying by watching me each and every day. I'm not trying to trick anybody. But the other thing, it's hard because a lot of salty people, I just don't buy into it anymore. So I just skip it. So I know that brings a different element so people aren't used to it. But I think it's best. Syrian, thank you so much for the $2.99. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Next time. Oh, I love it. Mr. Bam's welcome in. XRP, pump it up. Axel, appreciate you. Mario Lewis Williams, okay, thank you. I have over 50,000. You're good. You're good, Mario. You're good, Mario. Tanya, I only have 1,000, but only started 4 weeks ago. There's nothing wrong with that, Tanya. And when you build out to what you need to, remember, it doesn't matter. Right now, we're still cheap. Just remember, employ my strategy. When you finally get to where you're going, then you look and you say, well, how do I know I made a good strategy? Let's say your goal is 2,000 or 3,000 tokens, and that's it. That's all the money you have. Now your next goal is to try to get enough money to the side where you can make a 20% purchase of your total if it goes 20% below. That is your goal. And then you continue to do that all the way down. So it's my job when it goes 20% below 346 to be in a position to buy 20% more. If I'm not, that's fine. I'll buy 2,000 tokens. It won't be 20%, but it'll be close, but I'll be buying it 20% down. And then you go from there. Then I'll buy 3,000 or 4,000 tokens if it goes another 20%, which would be 40% below my 346 average. So once you start doing that, so you just started, so you might have a 65-cent average, 70-cent average, we don't know. So then you get done and it ends at 70, let's say. Then 20% below that, you buy whatever's good for you with your pocket size. You'd buy, if you can, 20% more, 20% down. And you keep doing that until you get to the bottom. Similar strategy I tell people who futures trade, which I don't like to talk about leverage trading, but if you're doing it, the best thing you can do is if you think you're in a good spot, you put out a 10x trade, shorting or longing, you have it in 10 different increments. So every 10% down, which is a 1% drop on a 10x leverage, you buy 10% of your portfolio that you have available for that. So if you have $500, it's $50 in 10 steps. If you miss it on 10% down, you shouldn't be futures trading. And that's just me being honest, because if you miss it by more than 10%, you shouldn't be doing 10x leverage. That just means your understanding is at a more long-term scale, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't leverage trade. Very rarely do I leverage trade because I like to focus on the actual pattern formations instead of getting caught up in a 10x scenario. So, but we'll get deeper into this. Let me get through this a little bit more. Wow, there's a lot of comments now. Oh, but that's why we got up to 102 people. I really didn't think we did 100 in this update. I didn't. in this live. I really thought it'd be a smaller one. We had 50 people and it was flowing beautifully. 64 likes, so I believe we can do a lot better than that. I think that says a lot more about me than, well, maybe not a lot more about me. I think that says a lot more about maybe not getting the message out to hit the like button. When you hit the like button, it greatly pushes me through the analytics. You have no idea how much it helps. No idea how much it helps. Axel, thank you so much for the $2.99 as well. Wow. Thank you all so much. I'm just going through the comments here to try to catch up. I like to talk to everybody, so yeah, sometimes while we're looking for things to play out, let's go into the 30 minutes so we can see it from a closer level. Still looking for much more volume to come in, but right now you see we equal this volume, so let's see if we can continue pushing up and try to take that upper route here. Free Toast, where's this pump coming from? I wouldn't really call it a pump, but it's coming from the fact that this pattern hit the crescendo point, as I like to call it. It hit a break point. It had to do something. There was nowhere else to go. This bear flag was completely filled out, so it has to do something. This could be a fake push up here to get rejected one last time at 641. Right now, it's done nothing. This move's it's not even noteworthy yet. We need to get over 641. If we get over 641, that means that you could start approaching this, and hold on, I'll continue to go through the comments. But that means that you could start approaching it like this, and maybe you start in an uptrend. See, what you can start doing is you have to start working the pattern as it evolves. And then you can also see what could be happening if the pattern evolves here into an uptrend. Now you formed what, ladies and gentlemen? If, we don't know if it's happening, but that's why you take it by step. If it breaks down, we know we're coming down to 587 approximately, or 585. But if we're starting to round this about, you see what we formed here, and now you don't have to worry. You've already got your next layer of trading. Listen, everybody. You see how I do this? And people are like, oh, you're always changing the charts. Yes. I like to stay informed with my charts. And you should too. That's why I do it in the live, and I show everybody how the charts update. I'm not trying to trick anybody. If I was trying to trick you, I would charge you. If I was trying to make $1 off of you, I would charge you. Remember that. Nobody who's trying to trick you is going to put the information out for free. Or is trying to make $1 off you is going to give you it all for free. I can't make $1 off of you if I'm putting it out all for free, remember. So, support, resistance, right? If this is new support, what did we just do here? What did we just do without even really realizing it? We started a channel. You came down here, from up here, boom, 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 and now you got a channel formed. So now you'd be in a rising channel somewhat off of the bear flag. See, now that would be the start of a correction to the top side. So it's not a matter of we're breaking down or breaking up. A lot of people that are new, especially, are the ones who like to gaslight my community. You know, and like I said, there's over 18,000. I have no problem with it. I don't mind people gaslighting me. I don't. I just want the ones who are watching to understand what my motives are. When I say a 7% drop this morning, and I'll continue to say it because it's necessary, that's if we play it true and get a rejection at 641 or break down on that bear flag. This is still playing it true, but what we're starting to do here, by holding that drop down earlier, we could start to say maybe, just maybe, we're starting an uptrend. Maybe, just maybe, we're starting an uptrend and we could have formed a new channel. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still bearish until you break out of the channel. But the point is, we can start to see the formation here. You see what I'm talking about? And then if it breaks down, you know the technical target, because it didn't have enough support, is down to that 585 area. It's very, very easy once you start looking at it. So then it becomes, well, Tom, why don't you futures trade? All the reasons I just said and more is why I don't like the futures trade. Let's continue. Let's see. Sorry, I see a $10 donation as well from Peter Pan. Don't worry, Peter Pan. I appreciate you tuning in from California. I will promptly get to you, I promise. I like to keep it in order. I have a symmetry and a flow. But see how we do this, everybody, without talking through the comments? I can't possibly understand what everybody is thinking. And you know what? Honestly, if you're watching somebody, wouldn't you like to be acknowledged? Even if it takes just a little bit of time to get there. And maybe takes the show a little bit longer to get to where we're going. I mean, that's why we're all here, to get to know each other after all. That's how you build a community. I can't build a community if I don't acknowledge you. And I know some people get sour in the comments, but I actually appreciate those comments because it allows us, again, to see what an emotionless standpoint can get us to, and how emotion can cloud us to a simplicity, to a moment to where we don't even care about being compassionate with each other. It's the biggest thing we've lost in society. We don't even care about personal feelings. We don't care about being compassionate. Hell, we don't even care about being personally acknowledged anymore as long as we get the fluff material we're looking for and somebody tells us what we want to hear. I'm not that person. I'm going to teach you and I'm going to acknowledge you. Let's see where we're at here. Timo, XRP is going out to 65. 65 is a very big area right there. Yes, it could be. We're just trying to see. I mean, you could get an overextension to 65 and still get rejected as well. That's true. We'll see, though. We'll see. 641's a big spot we need to watch here. But I do like the evolving pattern here of a possible channel being formed here. That could still get us the rejection up there, so we need to watch. I don't want a rejection. I want to push out of this area. I want everybody to be rewarded here, but I'm also cautiously optimistic. And by being that, I have to be the pessimist as well, or being pessimistic, and look at the downward push as well if it happens. We also form what looks like could be a small falling wedge that could have formed here as well. So we're not going to confuse it overly, but everything we're seeing here, if we can hold properly, is a bullish reversal. Everything, even a 7% drop and hold, that would be the ultimate bullish reversal to get that level of liquidity. But it's not necessary. We already came down to 597. Richard, how you doing, my friend? I think I'm answering that question about are we breaking out. Michael Edwards, good afternoon. Dean, hit that like button. Indeed, how many likes do we have? 85 likes, 114 people watching. I think we can do better than that. I think the information's worth a like. I really do. No paid promotions, paid advertisements, or paid sponsorships of any kind here. I don't charge you for any information. I come here every single day and tell you the truth. I show you the evolving patterns that most can't even do on YouTube that are trying to trick you. That's why they won't show you it in real time. How many people do you watch on YouTube that the patterns are there and they never move? And then all of a sudden the next time you come on and it's just completely different, but they don't show you how they got there. So what the hell is going on? I'd like to know how we get there so we can learn along the way. Peter Pan, thank you so much for the $10 from California. And if you don't want to hit the like button, you can always, always, always subscribe to the channel. You can join Tom's Army, which I would love to see more people in here to pay it forward. You can send a YouTube super chat if you really don't want to hit that like button. But I think it's easy to hit the like button. I really do. XRP Pump, hit that like button, or smash the like button. Exactly. Double case, pump the likes. Yes. When the community speaks, it usually does work. Let's at least try to get over 100. We're moving up so slowly now, but we're up to 98 likes. And it will push up. Somebody dislikes. See? Somebody said, screw this guy. I'm not hitting the like button for him. That's okay. I get that all the time. KB's Tom passed your channel to family. Don't know how you keep this pace up, but appreciate your work. Yes. Yes, and I always do this. I have 3 kids in the house from 4 to 16. And my son, as you know, got in a serious car accident with Julie 3 years ago. And he's dealing with a lot of issues. Julie's going into her fifth surgery next month. Have my own injuries. But I don't let it stop me. Yassine, hello, Tom. What do you think of the ongoing pump for XRP? I think I'm answering that for everybody. This isn't a pump. This isn't a pump yet. This is just a normal flow. We had to do something. We're at a break point. We filled out that bear flag completely. So that was your apex. There's a better word. We knew we had to bounce from there. That's the apex. That's why you fill out a pattern formation. But first step for rejection is 641 to end this as just a fake out. Second step would be to get up to 678. See if we can push some volume here and break up over what could be confirmed to be starting a channel here if this uptrend holds. If it doesn't, that means you break this current uptrend that we're trying to form, and now you've created another layer of resistance on the way back up. So it's still good to have it there, but right now, until further notice, we have to break up past 641. It's just that simple. You got to break 641, and then if you can get above that, then I'll start to say, okay, maybe we are starting to do something here if we can hold. So what we're going to want to see here, because this is exactly what will probably happen if it does break up, you'd come up pretty quickly, maybe to 65, then you'd start bouncing here, and if it's bullish, you're going to create the push back up here. If it's bearish, you'd come down, push this uptrend, reject here, then come back to this next uptrend part, which is 613, and then see from there. So, again, is it up? Is it down? 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 It's just we don't know until the pattern does what it wants to do. But what we can tell you is by understanding the formation, you know the possibilities of the move. Can we get rejected and form here? Absolutely. If you see it pop up, can it do this? Sure it can. If you see it pop up, do this, could it do that? Yes. If it pops up, comes up, is that it? That is the bullish move. If you come up there and use that as support. Can you come down and break down? Sure, and then bounce around? Absolutely. But you have to know where it can take place. If you don't know what the formation is, how are you going to even speculate what it can do? So what I try to teach everybody every single day is how to develop the patterns yourself, how to spot the patterns. I just showed you in real time how we spotted the channel forming. A rising channel that could very well be forming here. It's formed on the broadening wedge resistance. But now we've created what looks like an uptrend here with this formation that is held in a bullish stance so far. So now we have to acknowledge it until it breaks out. And look, isn't this funny? Remember where we said this breakout would have to be targeted from? Look at this. Isn't that kind of funny? If this were to consolidate in here and we break out into the next area. Where is this? It's very sunny where I'm at. Can you see it behind me? I have to have my hat on. That's why my left eye is closed, because of my keratoconus. That's why I can't show my hair, even though I have hair. And I appreciate in the comments a lot of people when I don't wear a hat, they're like, this guy single-handedly disproves the rumor that if you wear a hat, you don't have hair, and I like that. But this is what you'd be looking at for your breakout. That would be the perfect breakout if you could squeeze into there and then break it out. So we'll see. We'll see if this is the start of an ascending formation that we can break out. Remember, we've got to break out of this resistance right here and push out now. We've got resistance 1, resistance down. Now these could also be lower highs. So we've got to break first level to stop this lower high formation. That's why when people are like, it's pumping, it's not. Not yet. So let's slow the brakes. I hardly think a 1.3% move dictates the pump. But if we can first break over this downtrending, because we have lower lows or lower highs forming. See high, 645, lower high, right? 640. We need to break 640 to stop this lower high formation. That would be the first step here. Then get back above 641, which is how you invalidate that lower high formation. Then you could try to consolidate. The best part here would be if we break up and consolidate onto this. If you're looking for a breakout, you want a surge. You want something like this. Then we might consolidate out and boom. You want something. We want something that adds liquidity for another move. You understand you need liquidity. So we need volatility. Volatility. You need it all. You need volatility. That's the point. Without volatility, there's no volume. There's no liquidity. But let's hope it moves out of here. Let's hope we've gotten the liquidity we need. We don't need to go down any farther. But at the same time, understand by going down doesn't mean that you're out. You just need to understand the levels. So let's see if this newly formed channel happens and we can consolidate out of here. That would mean too, if we could form this and start using this as the new support, it would be a very nice structure to form, because then we could kind of eliminate that broadening wedge as long as we continue and move out of this. We could, be in this trading area now instead of having to worry about here. At least for the short term, until we came back down under this uptrending support, we don't have to worry about this move right now. As long as we stay above this uptrending new support here. That's the beauty of this right now. And in real time, we're seeing it together. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with it. I think, in fact, it builds a strong community to be here during these movements. And I like when people tell me I'm wrong, because it shows me I know if somebody's watching or not. Because if somebody thinks I'm wrong for a prediction, they haven't been around long enough, because I don't make predictions. We are doing this together. We come here every single day and go live for a reason. Yesterday I came live twice. I didn't even tell anybody yesterday the second time, so it was nice. We only had like 55 people. But it was late. It was around 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. I own XRP, but I'm setting up a crypto Roth fund. Should clear tomorrow or Tuesday. Excellent. That's nice. That's a nice step in the evolution of the game we're in right now. EB, that's a good step forward. Miss Vicky, we need SEC versus Ripple to settle. Yes, for the institutions. Like, here's my thing, and I talked about this a little yesterday. I would have rather, and I know this isn't going to be popular opinion, I would have rather the SEC said retail is a security and it does dictate an investment contract, and everybody still is nervous. All the exchanges except for Uphold and FEMEX would have said, you know what? We're not listing them. All the people that wouldn't have done their research would have not bought. Everybody would have thought that it was a security and they'd be going to jail, but we would have still been buying because we know how. We know the ones who have the proper toolage, proper lawyers, proper exchanges, which Uphold is like a brokerage firm or a brokerage account because they deal with precious metals and delivery of it. But I would have rather that happen and institutional investors been deemed a non-security and or investment contract and been cleared, and programmatical sales could have been a security as well. Those two I wouldn't even have cared about. Or you just do it the same way and just make retail the security still, but programmatical and investments would not have been a security. I would have been much better with, and we would have been moving much further than we are now. I know it seems crazy, but had retail been shot down, I guarantee we would have pumped by maybe 400 or 500% if it would have been the other foot. That's what I was hoping for and begging for. Would it be the institutions that got clearance and not retail? But no, they pulled the Uno reverse card and everybody got very, very, very excited, but they didn't realize, it's what we said from the beginning, institutional investors is what's going to move the big move. We can move hundreds and even maybe 1,000% with just retail because they have enough in retail with big buyers. They'll have the smaller institutions that can get around it. But if you want the real big money, the billions and trillions that pour in, especially the trillions, you've got to get clarity with the institutions. There's no other way around it. So that's my position. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong. Double, I only had 17 XRP. I have to see farther back. Tom, I think we are going straight to 589 in the 15th. Yep, we get that a lot. We get that a lot around here, Axel, don't we? We get that a lot. OSW, the 3-day does look nice. That's what's giving me a little bit of hope here that we could form this new uptrend. I'm hoping. You know, I'm being optimistic here. But I'm also showing you the truth that if we do break down in this place true, we have a 7% drop out of this formation. And it should be, well, it could be a little bit higher. It might end up hitting here if it does hit from this formation instead of coming way down. But we'll see. And we're still, and I want everybody to understand this before anything happens if we were to break down. We're in great shape. Even if we were to come way down here and hold this at 55 cents, we're in great shape. That still confirms the pattern breakout. Don't forget in the weekly, which is why that is circled, is only the third time in the weekly's history we've had a weekly bullish or a golden cross here. And the first one we have to speculate exactly where it would be because it's not filled in completely. You have to look in the daily where that first, the number one is. Because the weekly didn't actually confirm it because you didn't have the 200-day that could be pushed out for quite some time. So you have to project it, which we did through the daily to see it. So, I mean, we have a lot of stuff to be optimistic about. The weekly time frame as well. Look at the weekly. The volume is crashing in the weekly, and I love it. Love it. There's nothing I like seeing more. Where's the... I can't even tell if the volume's on there. There's so much sun. It is not. Where the heck's my volume? The volume's not on there. Interesting. I'm surprised nobody said anything. Oh, apparently I deleted the VOT. What happened there? That's one of the only ones I use is the volume. I mean, you have to have the volume so you can see it. Ah, crap. I think I wanted to save that. Sorry about that, everybody, but apparently, somehow, some way, I got rid of the volume, but here we go. So, let me move back to where I was at. It was just very sunny right there. So I was like, is the volume not there? But that makes sense why it looks so weird. So, we never hope here at Tom's Army. We know even if we break down to 55, we will have a high bounce out. I'm not sure what the fuck is going on right now with it being Sunday as we are moving. Yep, absolutely. We're going to pay attention here and see what happens. Showstopper, thanks for the $1.99. I greatly appreciate that more than you know. The volume is there. The color is dark. Oh, is that what was going on before? Interesting. That makes sense. Somehow it got darkened. But now it looks a lot better. XRP makes... I like that it blocked it. That's funny. Hey, you know, XRP break does a lot of things to a lot of us. Gianni, I have a buy order at 588 and 56, but can go up. No problem. Exactly. So in the weekly time frame, if we look at the volume, and preface this by in the weekly in the bull market, we had over 5 billion in volume in the weekly. So we have 10% the volume. So just remember that, 10%. So 518 million here. Then the next weekly, we come down to about 312, 165. Now we really are starting to break down here. We've got 165 and 120. That volume is crashing. It's crashing. So to me, it looks like it reeks of when we decide to finally reverse here. We're not breaking down completely. I think we're going to have a bullish reversal here. It's just a matter of where. 597 could have been the start of that bullish reversal. A confirmation on this channel that could possibly be forming here would be a huge confirmation here. You have to get on top here and start using this as the everlasting support here now. You can't break below it if you want this to be the new support. Remember, this would have to be the everlasting support now. And this would have to be a channel formed here. You use the uptrending resistance that's formed on that broadening wedge, and it works perfectly as this channel. You don't have to force anything. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, don't make it up. You don't want to make it up because then it doesn't work. You don't want it to fit your argument either. You don't want it to fit an agenda. See, that's off a little bit. See, and by being off a little bit, it makes this not look right. See that? Now it makes it look better. So make sure it fits. Don't just do it because you're like, I need it to make me look smart. Heck, I know I look like an idiot 9 times out of 10 because most people don't understand what I'm saying. But there's 18,000 of you that are following the channel that have a chance. There's about 5,000 of you that have been following long enough that really have a grasp. And there's about 150 to 200 of you on any daily day, on any given basis, that can come in here and help everybody to understand what's going on. That's a lot of people, if you just break it down. On any given day, 1 to 200 people that could just be strolling through in the comments that could actually lend a helping hand, or in the lives that can actually put forward an effort that might make somebody understand. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Let's see if this 30-minute candle can continue. Right now it is. So you want to see this volume continue. This is good so far. 499, 508, 541. We're slowly creeping up in volume. I just joined and liked. If already discussed, and sorry, why is the volume up to 3B? What do you mean? Why is the volume up to 3 billion? I don't think the volume's up to 3 billion. Jacob, sure is, Tom. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Not sure HR could be some whales. What do you mean 3 billion? I don't understand what you mean. I'll further clarify once I see you respond, because I'm trying to figure out, get on the same page here. Why is the volume up to 3? XR, pump it up. Thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. You guys are all so generous. Seriously, that's very generous of you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. 133 people in here now. I did not even realize that. Wow, no wonder the comments are moving quickly. That's a lot of people in here for a Sunday afternoon. 122 likes as well. You guys are doing fantastic. Fantastic. And gals. Showstopper, I deserve more from you. I get what I deserve. You get what you're worth and you get what you deserve. See, sometimes I'm judged more on how much I'm getting in donations. Some people judge that I'm not getting enough. But what about the fact that in a 15-day period, 1,100 people found their way to this channel in just 15 days? That's the biggest outburst we've had in the better part of 2 years. So, I mean, to me, that means that I'm getting taken care of a little bit because the effort was there. You know, maybe things are clicking a little more for the general populace, which is what I need. You know, I'm bringing that. I think the energy is a little bit different, so more people feel like it's a more inviting environment. So I think in more ways than just the finances, I think there's more than just the finances. I think it's more about the subscribers. I think it's more about the people hearing the message. You realize every time it moves up, people pay it forward. That's how we get a breakout. And yeah, most people that join Tom's Army, they stick it in it for a month. And then the next time we have a nice move where they can afford it, they'll do another month. That means just as much because they're doing it out of what they can. Some people continue to do it month after month, which is the most important support I can get. Because the way I do my channel, I don't take paid promotions or advertisements or sponsorships, so I'm not making that over-the-top money that every other channel you're watching, let's face it, is. Because I'm not getting paid by a brand. Otherwise, I have to say what they want. I have to keep promoting the next big 1000X token, which I'm not doing. It's just not going to happen. You know, so you get a different experience here. You don't have to worry about all that bullshit. You don't have to worry about 2 hours or the 22-minute update, and you have to go through 19 minutes of advertisements and nonsense just to get the 3 minutes of real information. You can do everything you need to do. Everything you need to do. Richard, you have 27,000 followers, by the way. Kudos, my friend. Richard, is that over here on YouTube? Oh, on Instagram. Okay. Julie, Richard shared with his 27,000 Instagram followers my channel. That is awesome, Richard. That is awesome. Thank you so much. That's the way we move it around. Richard, why don't you share your Instagram in here? Since you paid it forward, I'd like to pay it forward with my 18,000 audience members. Would you please share your Telegram in here and your Instagram? And for the mods, please don't delete this link as I'm giving them permission. Just so my audience can find their way to you as well, since you were very generous with us. That's how we make it go round. This is how you make connections. Exactly. XRP, the next 1000X token, right? XLM, XDC, DGB, VChain, ZIL, HBAR. We've got our own, the ISO and IoT tokens. That's what it comes down to. We don't need some schmo coin that doesn't matter. We want ones that have utility. Richard, welcome in. I appreciate that. Oh, you're going to learn a lot about reading the charts, I promise you. You just have to tune in every single day, and especially in the lives if you ask questions. But just watch the content every single day. I build you in the right direction. Most people that started watching me in here had no idea how to read a chart. And it takes time, 6-7 months, you'll finally start to realize, and it doesn't take that long, but it takes a little bit of time to get the grasp. But with XLM, yes, we're moving up a little bit, but XLM still needs to get back above here. I think XLM, it'll be okay here, but it's got to break back up above this, and I'm not willing to change this until we break that uptrending resistance right now. So otherwise, we're forming this little bearish pattern, but it's okay. I don't want to focus much, so I want to stay on XRP. But it's at 635, up about 1.3%. Rachel, welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see who else I missed. New to the channel, hoping to learn about reading charts. I'm glad you're in here, and I think you will learn how to read charts. You just got to, every day, pay attention. I don't charge for anything, so everything's openly available. What we talked about today, and just so you understand the XRP formation, since you just came in here and you're new, this is the formation we were in. It's kind of it's a bear flag. The technical target out of here, had we have broken down and it plays true, it still can. We can get a rejection at 641, but right now we formed this uptrending support. So it formed by this consolidation, and now we've hit it 1, 2, 3 times here to confirm this uptrend. Now, in order for this to break down, you've got to break the new founding support. First level of resistance is 641 to get out of this area. To confirm a pattern reversal, you've got to get over the top of what was a broadening wedge that is now conveniently or sneakily formed into what looks like a rising channel here. And you'd have to break this uptrending resistance, and that would be about 678. That would get you back on top of the bull flag breakdown and also invalidate the bear flag in the 4-hour time frame. So that is what we would need to do to push back to the bullish side of town here. Right now, though, it's nice that we formed this uptrend off of the swing low here. We formed the start of an uptrend off the swing low, which it was the second step, actually almost a third step here if you want to look at it like that. But second consolidatory phase, where you hit what looks like a broadening wedge with support. We have the resistance up here, but now we've kind of broken off here, and we could invalidate a downward movement if we can break past and hold 614. That would invalidate this push we could have had of 7%. That push could happen, however, and it would be nice if it did. Just watch and try to just very quickly, just follow me real quick. If this invalidates this movement, you could essentially say we're done with that narrative. But if we get a rejection there, it would bring you down, and then you could try to hold. It would probably bring you farther. But you could try to hold. This would push out farther. I don't really want to go farther with that pattern. But it would start to be as a rejection up there for a further consolidation, which would be warranted. If you get a quick pump up and then start filling out this up channel, it'd be good. But it's not necessary. None of that's necessary. It's just that's what we formed in, and we need to ultimately get over this and try to make this the breakout up in this area. That's where we've got to get over. That's where we got to get over. That's the bottom line. Total 3 is breaking the top of its bull flag. It needs to get on top of, I don't have the bull flag set up in the total crypto market cap. I have the total crypto market cap set up by liquidity zones, and it's worked out very well. Let's see. It's at 1.137. So for the total crypto market cap, we have to get back above 1.152. So this is pretty. But now that we held this area and we didn't give way at the 1.126, we do have 1.14. It's right around 141. 1.141. No, 1.11. No, it is 1.14 trillion is the resistance right now. Or 1.139. 1.139 is the resistance here, but it was clouding the area, so I took it away. So basically, we're left with a big gap here. But 1.152 is where you have to get up and break. And then we can start making the push to the next tier. But we've firmly been stuck within what I think is a real tight channel here. Of the 1.126 and the 1.152 roughly. So, oh, total 3. Sorry, misread. Fair enough, but that's the total crypto market cap for anybody who cares. And guys, I know we're winding down here as it's almost an hour. I got to get ready for a wedding that I have to go to, my cousin. That's why I wanted to do the live now, just so I could get everybody up to date. I'll probably do an update from the reception tonight. Probably somewhere around 8 or 9. Let me see who else is in here real quickly. Stephanie King. Oh, you talking XRP break? Oh, you're welcome, Rachel. I greatly appreciate that, and thank you for taking time to tune in. My female audience is well above the national average. On crypto stations, it's about 1.5% is the average. My station, even though we have 18,000, is well over 10% of my audience, which means there's over 1,800 of my audience that's female, which is, I'm incredibly proud of that, because that is not the norm for crypto. But I think in the ever-evolving world, I think from an emotionless standpoint, I think we need more female members of the audience, because it keeps us more focused. I've said it from the beginning, I'll say it again. Less emotion is very, very good for crypto. Richard, happy Sunday to you as well. I appreciate you tuning in. Amir, thank you, Tom, for the clear chart reading with no emotional manipulation. You are welcome. That's my goal here. Shan, I don't know what you're referring to, but whatever makes you happy. Omar, I really feel better when I catch Tom live. The people here are all kind. Wish the best for all of you. Yes, and that was our transformation from 2021 with I had to have a mind shift, a positivity shift, and I had to have a different energy, because we were clouded between the good and bad, the light and dark, the positive and negative, the victims and the winners. So now we take that positive approach. We play the winner, not the victim. But we also recognize we have to see the dark in here to recognize the light that we've truly attained. You don't know the light without the dark. So you don't know if you're being emotional without somebody trying to drive you to emotion. So that's a very big thing to understand as well. Pump the likes up, people. I think we're actually doing good now. We have 141 likes, only 125 people in here, and relative to the 141 likes. So I think we're doing fantastic. Let me finish through the comments as I'm winding down here. I think we have a very good grasp on this. Make sure, last second, if you want to hit the like button, make sure you do it. If you want to subscribe, make sure you do that as well. And then if you're looking to trade your favorite crypto, I'll leave it in the video description below, or I'll leave it in the comments before I leave with FEMX, just because of how easy it is for the USA. We have Uphold, but if you're looking for lower fees before you send it to Uphold with XRP, use FEMX so you don't get ripped off. Let's continue on. You always take time to... Miss Vicky, hey Tom, you and Julie have the best time, lots of dancing. I bet Julie looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure it will be a great ceremony. Yeah, she's definitely, she's appreciating her day to day, because she's making herself, as she says, looks pretty. But I don't even think she needs makeup, but you know, who am I to say? The ladies come for your hair. Is that why you guys, is that why the ladies actually come for the hair? Is that really what it is? That's okay if that's why. I'll take it. Let's see. October, sneak to the bathroom to give an update. I'll just do it out in the open. I don't mind. The ladies come. Syrian Board Housewives Club, Life Partner, not interested in crypto. Hey, that's okay too. I'll take the Board Housewives Club. You know, your partner should be interested in crypto though, because it's a between crypto and understanding the relation with precious metals, transformative. Transformative. Tanya, thank you so much for tuning in as well today, love. I appreciate it. Darren, mate, welcome in. Thanks for the update. Gonna look out for your live later, mate. As long as I get home in a reasonable time, I will go live, because I'll probably be a little, you know, it's a reception for a wedding, so there's a chance you guys could see me in a slightly more relaxed state, if you catch my drift. Miss Vicky, absolutely yes. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go out with the cannabis. What am I doing as I say goodbye to everybody? If you have a cannabis and it's legal where you're at, obviously you're welcome to join. I have cannabis. It's legal in Michigan. I broke my back in 2006, and I'm not justifying, because I wish I would have started sooner. But I never tried cannabis until I was 23. It's negative connotation where I lived. Schedule I drug, not having the right information. Now I'm 39 and I've been, you know, happily indulging for over 16 years, but never tried it in high school. Oh, alcohol is so much better in high school than cannabis. Not. But then again, you know, you got to let your brain develop too, so there's that. My dad got me this for Christmas. He's like, I don't know if you're going to like it. I'm a sucker for any kind of lighter or electric lighter that can do this, that doubles as a flashlight. I'm just a sucker for being prepared if something happens. So if I gotta relax and there's something, my power goes out, isn't it nice to have a flashlight right on the bottom of it? I mean, seriously, I love it. I love it. Axel, or hold on, let me go back where I was at. I see a donation. I will get to that. Wow, and I was not expecting $25 here from Tom M1200. This is to help with your cousin's wedding present. Thanks for all you do. Hey, that is very generous of you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be generous. And she's only in her early 20s. She just graduated college as well not too long ago. She's a very bright kid. And very smart, very, very ethical. She's a lot like me with personality. So I think we're gonna give her a nice, I think we're gonna do something nice. And I can add that to it. But I was debating whether 250 is a minimum, but I think we're gonna go with like 500. Hit the wallet just a little bit, take from, you know, some of the stuff I've earned from some of the donations and stuff, and pay it forward to her. I'm just being realistic. I think it'd be a nice way to send her off, and if some people are being generous as well, what a great way that'll be. New house, start a new life, new family. You know, I think that's the way to do it. We put forward to what we can. Ooh, XRP. Ooh. You know, that's very interesting. I never thought about it, but I I've already got side plans for my family when all this stuff runs, so I'm not worried about having individual crypto. But I have, don't worry, that's already taken care of for the future. I have a big plan, so let me finish going through this. Dean, can't wait for the week to play out. Tanya says, I'm always here if I can be. I really appreciate that. We have a very, very, very loving community, you know, and I think I need, you know, I know it starts with me because I've got to be positive and not let the negative shine through. And then it starts from here, but you guys are what help carry the vision. My vision is to have a very helpful community, very positive. I share with you, I'm religious, obviously. As you can see, I never talked about it for 2 years. You know, as we give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ today on this Sunday, even though Saturday is the day of real reckoning and the real thanks, Sunday's still a great day to give thanks. As it's always good to admire your Lord and well, not admire, but to give thanks for what we have. My miss is only interested in crypto when you have a 10x fit. Yes, exactly. Same with Julie. I understand. My missus is the same, Axel. The rest is just standard operating procedure, as she likes to call it with me. She's the one who actually gave me the confidence not to have to sell. Not to sell. She was the one who built it into me. Don't do it. And she taught me it by buying Doge for $50 when it was at like 000 whatever, and watching it go to over $1,000. Yeah, she was one of those people that never sold until she sold when I made her sell on the Saturday night debacle. And then I bought it back for her at 6 cents, so don't worry. She still got her 10,000 plus tokens. Greg Vance, welcome in, and I appreciate you. Sirens go off as he said that. Yeah. They sure did. 12, unfortunately, anytime is reasonable. Yep. Let's see. Double case 420. Yes, indeed. Nothing beats DMSO. I don't know what you're referring to. At first, I thought you were talking about DMT, but I think I'm thinking of something different. Mark, gimmicks. Cannabis is awesome. Yes, there was a lot of gimmicks back in the day as well. You're awesome, Tom. Thank you for that. No problem, Miss Vicky. No problem. 420 in UK for carb. Excellent. Mark Harris, crypto bag. Oh yeah, for the wedding present. Yes. What's up, Tom? I am wide awake. Jack Hillier. Ooh, that's one of my favorite strands. When somebody asked me, that's one of my all-time favorites, and I forgot to mention, I'm actually pretty mad at myself for not saying it the other day. That's probably my top 3 strand if you get it proper. Jack Harrier. That's how I call it, Jack Harrier. I'm from Michigan, so people tell me I say it wrong, but that's okay. I call everything wrong. I call it TikTok. Isn't it like tick? I don't even know. TikTok, tic-tac, TikTok. I like it TikTok. That's what I call it. Give her some XRP, Dean. Mark, give her a bag of XRP. Get her a crypto wallet with some XRP. Yeah, get her some XRP. Hey, I like this. I'm going to have to make a little side wallet. You're right. Even if I just throw 1,000 XRP in it on top of what I give her. That's a good idea. Or maybe just put it all in XRP and don't give it. But I like to have very weird things that I do. Towers messages retracted. Now I have no idea what you said. And once again, Tom M 1200, thank you so much for that $25 donation as we're chilling on the way out here. As Tom said, this will help with your cousin's wedding present. Thanks for all you do, and I greatly appreciate that. Hello, Tom. Can you say your thoughts on security? What do you mean? My thoughts on security as far as what? Security as far as me being personal secure, as far as me becoming a security guard, as far as me buying a security, or if something is a security. Is there a flight? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by security. Securing our coin. Securing our coins. So for me, for my tokens, coins, my valuables, everybody has their own preference. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't have a wallet. I don't have a ledger. I roll with Uphold. If I can't trust my exchange, in this case broker, I can't trade crypto. So you have to trust what you're using. So for me, you know, that's how I secure it. You don't tell anybody your stuff. You don't give away your passwords. You don't do any of that stuff. You have it, like for me, I have like 4 steps to security because I'm online. So most people don't do it, but I have to get email. I also have to get an authenticator. 3 different authenticators I use at the same time. So it has to be authenticated simultaneously with 3 different authenticators, which means I've got to do all 3 of them within a minute, which is kind of hard sometimes because they switch every minute. So I have to take very high precaution for my security because I'm online. And then, you know, the 2FA, that's part of the Google Authenticator. Then you have to get all this, and they got to send something. It's a whole big mess. It's a whole big mess, but I do it for security. So make sure you do your security properly. Some people tell me I'm putting myself at risk by divulging my holdings. Well, let's be honest, everybody. People with a lot more holdings than I share their holdings. Do you realize going on like Scottsdale Mint, when you buy from Scottsdale Mint, buying precious metals using crypto, they give you an address, as I share with you if you want to donate XRP, which is in the video description. I just never talk about it because honestly, if somebody's going to donate and they read that far, then they can donate. But if not, I'm not going to bring it up unless somebody brings it up. But you share that information. That's how you send stuff from point A to point B. If you're going to be a business, Tom, that is idiotic. What is idiotic? I don't understand what you mean. What's idiotic, Mark? Out of curiosity. I don't know. I said a lot of things. Hey, everything goes down all the time. But if the exchanges are down, nothing is moving. That's where your big liquidity comes from. And I'm not here to argue with you. Exchanges go down, but so the ledger never goes down. Ledger never has a problem. I don't know. I don't use it. Ledger's never been hacked. I mean, we can already tell you there was a 52 million hack with the ledger where things got sent abruptly. Only brought it up once because it was only relevant once, but things happen. You know, I don't personally like to tell somebody with what they're doing is idiotic. You know, I would rather just say I disagree, but I support your decision. Or I disagree, but to say it's idiotic. So, I mean, then you obviously put no stock into, you know, my personal expertise in what I do. Isn't it funny that I chose the only exchange in the USA that never turned their back on XRP? Actually, the only 2, but the one that actually never turned their back. Isn't it funny that I actually use something that's not just an exchange, that it's a brokerage? And I try to tell everybody every single day, I'd rather use a broker, like a brokerage, than an exchange where they actually have precious metals and things like that. Thank you very much. Have a good one. But yeah, personal preference. I mean, to just say it's idiotic, I mean, that's fine. But there's other things. You know, I stand by what I do. I show my stuff openly to show you. I believe it's safe. But nothing in crypto is safe. Nothing in crypto, just like nothing in finance is safe, because you have nefarious players. The nefarious player, they can hack into your ledger just as easy as they can hack into an exchange. I mean, if you have a key, it can be shared. If you have an exchange, obviously somebody can get into it because it goes down. Things happen. If we have, you know, if the power goes out, you can't get into your ledger. Then some will say, well, you can do it offline. Well, how are you going to get the money? If everything's offline, it's great that you could do it offline, but who are you going to send it to, and how are you going to get it out of an ATM to get cash if you need it? Or how are you going to use it as a point of sale if there's nowhere to put the sale? That's the thing, like that's the point. If we want liquidity, we need the exchanges. If you don't have exchanges, there's no liquidity. You can have the ledger, you can have the Decent wallet, you can have all of them, the atomic wallets and all the great ones that actually people use, but we firmly are going to need some kind of liquidity from somewhere. And if we can't trust our exchanges, crypto is not the right. If we are firmly saying right now that exchanges are the issue, crypto has nowhere to go but from down from here. Exchange, FT, okay, classifying FTX with a Web3 platform that has the papers with the United States government, that is also backed by the U.S. tax code, that has to put in their taxes yearly to the United States government, it's a little bit different. FTX was a scam from the start. It was backed by Tether. To compare FTX and Uphold, or to a legitimate exchange, Uphold's not even an exchange. So everybody who says an exchange, that from the basis you are already showing you don't understand what it is. I'm not spreading FUD, Mark, period. The only one spreading FUD here is people who are trying to misinterpret my words, but that's all the acknowledgement I'm going to give on you on it. I'm telling you my personal preference. Somebody asked me what I'm using. If you don't like my personal preference, that's why it's my personal preference. Would you like me to lie about it? I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I use Uphold because it offers precious metals for delivery. It offers you to buy from the Dow 100. It offers you to buy from the higher up S&P stocks. I buy it because it's uniformly accepted in the USA. That's why I use it. Exactly, the seed phrase. That's not FUD. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. I'm not arguing with you, Mark, because there's no point. This is where, remember when I said emotions? You let your emotions dictate how you're viewing what I'm saying. You're acting like I'm saying something and you're finding the need to defend the ledger. I've said nothing good nor bad about the ledger, and all I've said is my personal preference of why I prefer Uphold, because somebody asked me about a wallet if I use it. That's it. That's how you debrief a situation. But that's also how an emotion, if this was Tom of 2021, you get loud, you start to push into it, you start to feed into it a little bit, and then it spins out of control. You got to take it from an emotionless position, Mark. I'm not telling you whether or not the XRP ledger is bad or good. I'm just telling you my personal preference and why I use Uphold. That's it. And then I also use FEMX because when Uphold goes down and volatile moves, FEMX is the only one in the USA that's proved to me that it doesn't go down. So I have that with other liquidity so that if there is a moment where I need to buy something or sell for some funds that I want, I can do it. So that's it. Did we get everything out we need to, Mark? Or is there anything else? Because I would like to resolve this situation with you. Because you're in here all the time. You're a good viewer. Very loyal. That's a good point. Julian, that's a good point. Fair enough, Mark. No, that's a good point, Julian. So, I mean, that's it. The only other thing I can say is, right now with XRP, as we can see, we're starting to put in a correction candle here. It looks like this is what you call right now a long leg doji. And what this signifies, does anybody know? Because I like to teach. So what is a long leg doji signifying right now with the pattern formation? Darren Paul, I'm sorry, late to the party. No problem, no problem. I never said... Ladies and gentlemen, Mark, for real, I never said exchanges are safe and the ledger could be hacked. See, this is how you spin something and you gaslight. That's the last time I'm going to acknowledge this, because now you've officially gaslighted, and that's how you lose my respect. Don't gaslight me and turn my words into something I never said. I do not appreciate that, period. So if you're going to continue down that route, I will not acknowledge. But because I like you, I'm going to say that. But other than that, you just completely misrepresented what I said, and I don't appreciate that. Is Old Vincenzo? Yes, Old Vincenzo will be at the party today. Oh, you're getting more and more. Yeah, you look very cute. Yeah. Is Old Vincenzo? Yes, Old Vincenzo will be there. I didn't tell you where to leave your crypto. Everybody asked me where I have my stuff. I'm telling you, you're right or wrong. But when you tell me that I say exchanges are safe and wallets aren't, that's such a complete lie that I can't even respect you for saying that. Real talk. I would never misrepresent you like that. And I very much dislike that you misrepresented me like that. So now it's on you. My soul's cleansed. Now the uptrending support here, because the long leg doji, let's see if anybody got this. Randy, welcome in. It is Happy Sunday, period. It's happy Sunday. Tanya, personal choice indeed. Tim, a lot of people say good about the Zoom wallet. A lot of people in here say good about it. But the long leg doji here, as I'm walking out, the long leg doji signifies we're impartial. We're not sure. The buyers are indecisive. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't just lose everybody because that shut on me on accident. But the buyers right now are indecisive on this move up. That's what a long leg doji represents. It's dictated by the next candle. So we already know this next 30-minute candle is going to dictate this move, whether it's bullish or bearish on this push up. Right now, we would anticipate where it's at. It's still at 63 cents roughly. 63.2. I mean, it came down at a very bearish angle, though. You kind of want it to stay up higher, but still, this is a long leg doji. It's showing uncertainty with the move up. So now we're going to be backed. If we have buyers, it should carry on to 641. If not, this will be your first retest here down to the uptrending support that we're trying to establish here on the newly formed channel after our third hit of support now. So that's what we're doing right now. Just to inform everybody how we're breaking through. Fair enough, Mark. Fair enough. I'm just saying, don't speak for somebody else. Let the person speak. I'm very clear. I have no opinion about XRP on the ledger, in a wallet, or if you're doing it on an exchange. Nobody can say if anything's safe. Like I said, all I said is if you can't trust your exchange, I can't be in crypto if I can't trust the exchange that I use. So that's all I'm saying. You know, there's evidence that points that a wallet's safer as well. But that's interpreting from somebody's opinion. I don't speak from opinion. I just speak from my point of view. So that's what we're looking at here. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand this? Now you can see this next pattern, this next candle is bearish. It broke the formation. It proved bearish. See? That's why I stayed on a little bit longer to finish that candle out. You can rebuke it all you want. I said it was hackable through a seed phrase, and you proved my point, but that's it. I'm not talking about that no more. See, this is where I struggle. This is where I'm doing my growth right now. So this is where somebody who would respect what I'm trying to do with positivity over negativity, you wouldn't stay on a point like this and continue feeding the fire. So I'm going to end the fire. I'm going to put it out with some water right now. So if I don't acknowledge you, no offense. Let's see. Tanya, appreciate you still being here. Prosperity Fund. I thought we were going down, win bottom. I mean, you don't know if we're going down. The way we know if we're going to go down is if this area keeps getting rejected, and the technical target would be about a 7% drop if you lose this formation. You could still come up here and get rejected at 641 to prove bearishness. You could come back over. You could come back over this uptrending support, come back down, and show rejection on here now because this is a new form support with the 3 hits of support, 2, 3, confirming the pattern here in the 30-minute. And now we would need to show rejection at 628, come back through the support at the broadening wedge, but the target wouldn't be necessarily to the broadening wedge. I think you'd probably come through that and try to prove 597 if anything. But then if this is invalidated and this uptrend, this rising channel is not confirmed, you very well could come back down to the bottom of the broadening wedge. That's still a valid pattern. We were trying to confirm that we don't need to go down any farther. And that's why, remember when we broke out, what did we say? I don't know, 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, maybe a little bit longer. We said when we broke out of this pattern, a volatile move up, bring back down. You need to confirm it. Volatile move, bring back down. That's the only way to confirm these uptrends or new layers of support. That's what we're trying to do right now. If it gets knocked down and beaten down here, you need to get a test here. This is going to test here. You need a test. You need a test. Showtime buying at 585. That's not a bad spot if it gets there. Just make sure it doesn't use that as a resistance, because you have a pattern formation underneath that we have to look at from the ascending triangle breakout, which is at 55 cents, which it could come down to. But I still think 585 was an area that was a strong area, but that's on a break. We very well could have formed a new channel here, which we already have. But now it's a matter of, can this confirm this channel? Can we confirm it on a level of support to even get back up to resistance state at a third time? That's the question. But right now, at least this uptrend's been for a shorter time frame, and now we've got to come through the 628 as resistance. Dean, the most transparent content creator I watch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mark, I heard you made, and you've said it before. Thank you. Third, XDC is a whole ass roller coaster. It sure is. XDC has these easily forgiven, Mark. There's nothing to forgive. I just want to move on. That was all. Deanna, just retest of the 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Yep, that's exactly what it is. But it's going to need a bigger time frame, probably the 2 hour, because it's a short-term correction back up, a reversal. We would probably need a retest. I don't know. It's going to be close when you get into that area. I know for some reason all my EMA lines aren't on now. They just came off. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? This must have updated while I was on. I'm going to say this updated while I was on, and my stuff is coming off. That's okay. It's not even important. But there's the 100-day right there. I mean the 20-day, and the hour, the 2 hour 20-day. Who knows what's going on here now? That's a little bit crossed, a little bit. Colors changed on me on there for some reason. So yeah, that's it though, everybody. You get the picture. You get the picture. Have a good one, everybody. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you later. Make sure to hit that like button and choose positivity over negativity. It won't let me leave. I can't leave. There we go. Stay blessed, everybody.